Vang Vieng is the place that made me realize that my trip to Laos is going to be very different to what I initially expected. Way more special in many ways. I got to do things that I didn't even think I will ever have a chance to do. But there are also moments on this trip that were, well, sad. Very sad, for lack of a better expression.
You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you that this place actually had a very, very bad reputation only a couple of years back. So I made it to Vang Vieng and I already have a very good feeling about this place. To be honest, like just for walking around for an hour, I'm already like so happy that I came here. Today will be a day packed with activities because there's a lot to do here, like really a lot, honestly. So I thought that it would be fun to rent a bike, not a bike, a bicycle. Because if there's anywhere in Southeast Asia to do it, I think this is the place. So this is the shop where I'm planning to rent a bike. So I got my bicycle for the day. I don't even know who am I, like why am I doing this? Biking is usually not like something that I'm that into. You know, like I grew up in Copenhagen. I take biking more as a necessity, not like a fun activity, but maybe it will be fun here. We'll see. So we made it to our first stop, which is Vieng Tara Vang Vieng Resort. Name on the screen. It's a hotel where I was considering staying because of this, basically. It's right by this rice field, rice paddy I guess you would call it, and such a beautiful view. But unfortunately they were sold out on the dates that I was here. I would have to like move in the middle of my stay, so I'm not staying here. But I just decided that I will have a coffee here, and since it is kind of lunchtime, I will also have food. If you're not a guest staying here, you do have to spend at least 200 lak, which is about $12 to eat at their restaurant. I guess they made this rule because otherwise all these people would come and, you know, film themselves here. So I get it. Fair enough. I mean, such a beautiful place. Definitely worth it. Okay, very nice place. I spent $14 here, but I think it was 100% worth it. I mean, obviously. But now it's finally time to get on my bike. So it has been an absolutely lovely 3-hour coffee sesh, but now I'm back on my ride. Yeah, maybe I did enjoy myself a little bit too much in this place, but I mean, it's so beautiful. Who cares, right? I can do whatever I want. Just look at this place, how beautiful Vang Vieng is. You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you that this place actually had a very, very bad reputation only a couple of years back. I mean, to be honest, it still has a bit of that bad reputation left. So I'm almost at my second stop of the day. It was a lovely, like almost 6-7 kilometer bike ride. Yeah, pretty easy. I mean, the road is okay. It's definitely doable. Okay, so I made it to the second stop of the day, Nam Xay viewpoint. This is probably the most popular viewpoint here in the area. You do have a lot of them here. You do have a lot of hikes here that you can do. But apparently this one is meant to be the best one, or we'll see. Anyways, the hike is only half an hour, but as I can already tell, it's quite steep. So the first stop of the day is gonna be Blue Lagoon. Blue Lagoon number 1. There's plenty of Blue Lagoons here in the area. I think right now there are 4 or even 5. By the time you'll be watching this video, maybe there will be even more. Because there's apparently a lot of new ones that they're opening. Anyways, the one that I'm going to right now was just very close, like 5 minutes drive from Nam Xay viewpoint. So that's why I came to this one, but it's apparently not the best one. The best ones apparently are Blue Lagoon number 2 and 3, but since this one was nearby, I thought that I might check it as well. So you do need an entrance ticket. The fee was 20,000. The fee for the hike for the viewpoint was also 20,000. And keep in mind that all these Blue Lagoons close around 6. Okay, so it basically feels like being at a public swimming pool, just that the swimming pool is natural. Yeah, I'm not super impressed, but I did hear that this Blue Lagoon was not like the best one. Quite a lot of people here already. But yeah, the water does look nice already. I mean, it's quite late actually. They're closing in an hour. So I thought that since I wasn't here early in the day, maybe it's gonna be good to come later in the day, but apparently not. Also, my legs are kind of like almost shaking after that hike down. I feel like hiking down was even more difficult than hiking up because we really had to focus a lot not to slip. The rocks can be like a little slippery, so you do need to be very careful. Just look at this scene, how peaceful it looks. And this is a little spoiler alert. This is what I will be doing tomorrow. And as you can imagine, I am so excited. I cannot wait. I've never been in a hot air balloon before, and I'm so excited to do it. I'm also a little scared though, but mainly excited. Like, you can look now.
Oh, sebelum mana aja
Yeah.
No.
So I'm back in town and I just gave back my bike. By the way, renting it cost me 50,000 like for a day. And now, since the sky is still a little bit pinkish and the view, oh my god, it's so beautiful here. I decided to try and see if I can have dinner here at this restaurant right by the river. So beautiful. Oh my god, I cannot with this place. Okay, turn out they only have hot pot or barbecue and I do not eat meat, so not a place for me. So we're gonna have to find something else. Turn out they did have spring rolls, so that's what I got. And I will see you tomorrow for something very, very exciting. So I couldn't deny myself some mango sticky rice to finish the day on the good note, but I really need to stop soon because I've been having mango sticky rice like every day for the past 5 days. It's really that good. Today is a very special and very exciting day because I'll be doing something that I've dreamed of for years. It's a major bucket list activity for me. I'll be flying in a hot air balloon overlooking sunset here in Vang Vieng, Laos. I am so freaking excited right now. I never thought I would be doing it on this trip. Mainly because I didn't think that it would be so affordable here in Laos. Most of the time, hot air balloon rides, especially if you do it in beautiful scenic locations like Vang Vieng, are extremely expensive. But luckily, it's not the case here in Laos. It is actually very affordable. I'll tell you more about it later, but I'll have to go now because I'm getting picked up in 10 minutes or so. And yeah.
I actually got so nervous that I totally forgot about vlogging, or I was just not really in the mood for talking when we got up there, which I honestly didn't expect because I'm usually not scared of heights, but well, I guess it turns out that on the hot air balloons I am.
So we made it to the location where the balloons will take off from. What you see behind me are the balloons. They're not just balloons yet. Now they're just piece of fabric, but they will be balloons soon.
It was a little bit scary, I do admit, like especially in the beginning. I mean, after a while you get used to it. But this whole thing cost me $150 with the pickup, and to comparison, when I was in Tanzania last year, hot air balloons right there were about $500 to $600, so much more expensive.
I guess that's ours, probably.
Even though I was a bit scared in the beginning, especially that heat did make me feel a bit unsettled, this ended up being one of the most special experiences ever. As you can see, the view was incredible. I mean, I honestly have no words for how much I love Laos. All I could think about when I was up there was that I didn't even plan to come to Laos. It kind of happened by accident, and I was like, okay, it's like that last Southeast Asian country that I haven't seen, so let's see it. And then Laos just ended up being one of my favorite trips ever.
That was definitely a great experience. I mean, this is essentially why you travel. One thing though, one good piece of advice I can give you if you want to do hot air balloon is that do not wear as much clothes as I was wearing. For some reason, I don't know why, but I thought like, oh, we're gonna be high up in the air. It's gonna be cold, right? No, not really, because you're in a hot air balloon. So there's hot air, fire basically blowing right above your head. It's not cold, so yeah, don't worry about being cold. I don't know, like I'm probably the only person on earth who would be worried about getting cold in a hot air balloon. Yeah, I don't know why cold was my concern. Beautiful. I love Vang Vieng. So I am on my way to run some errands, aka withdraw money and buy water. And I just realized that I never end up telling you why Vang Vieng actually used to have a very, very bad reputation. A bit of a sad reputation. Oh, I mean sad, like actually, yeah, very sad. So this place was basically almost ruined by tourism. The worst kind of tourism, party tourism. Vang Vieng used to have a reputation of being a hardcore party destination for backpackers, mainly for young backpackers. So I am walking through the night market. It's currently 5 p.m. so they're setting it up. You basically can get a lot of clothes here, also food. Pretty nice place to hang out in the evening. And also it is 5 p.m. so it's probably the most beautiful time of the day here in Vang Vieng. The sunset happens at 6, but since there are hills, mountains around the town, the sun will really set, or you won't be able to see it anymore from Vang Vieng like before 6. In like probably half an hour it's gonna be gone, maybe even less. And at this time of the day the sky gets really like pink and it just looks so beautiful when you're by the river. It's definitely the best time for like a walk, also because it's not so hot anymore. Oh my god, just look at this. This is what I'm talking about. How beautiful is this? And I know that from what I have shown you so far in this vlog, you might be thinking like, what are you even talking about? How is this possible that this place used to be like a party destination? Like, you know, after all, you've got this beautiful nature here, all these hikes that you can do, all these blue lagoons. People would choose to come here to party. Well, yes. Or I guess the nature was the OG reason why backpackers, why travelers used to come here in the first place. But then, as it goes sometimes, this town turned into like a major party destination. I think the river and tubing especially used to be like the main reason why Vang Vieng also became a bit of a like unique party destination, because this is definitely not something that you can do everywhere. I mean, I remember like 10 years ago when I first came to China, hearing people talk about like this place in Laos where you can go tubing on the river. And okay, let me explain what tubing is in case you haven't heard about it. So basically what people do here is that they go on these like rubber tubes, like floaties, and what you do is that you float on the river and drink. So you float from one bar to another. There used to be hundreds of these bars, like literally hundreds, and this used to be like the #1 attraction here. People would come and... Should we take a turn here? Okay, that's more quiet. Baby. So basically tubing was and still is kind of a popular thing to do here, but as you might imagine, when you have like a bunch of drunk people floating on a river drinking, just water and alcohol doesn't really mix, right? Like it just screams danger or not a good idea. A lot of accident would happen, mainly with people like hitting rocks or just getting too drunk. And yeah, anyway, it gotten to the point where in 2012 25 people died in 1 year just from tubing alone. And what I've heard is that apparently that number is much higher. So the river here is not deep, it's actually very shallow, and the current is not strong, but still when you mix alcohol, river, drunk kids, essentially, obviously not a good idea, right? So the hospital here in Vang Vieng is not really advanced. It's not advanced enough to treat like serious cases. So apparently a lot of people who would get into accidents while tubing, they would be taken straight to Vang Vieng, the capital of Laos, which is a couple of hours away. I mean, I think it's 150 kilometers away, so not that far. So that's also, so that's why people say that the number is much higher, because a lot of the more serious cases would be treated in Vang Vieng, and then a lot of people would unfortunately pass away in Vang Vieng. So yeah, I mean, it's extremely sad and just crazy to think about. So in 2012, government decided to forbid tubing. They closed a lot of the bars by the river, and they, you know, wanted to rebrand Vang Vieng. They didn't want Vang Vieng, such a beautiful place, to go to waste as having a reputation of a party place. And a lot has changed ever since. You can still go tubing, but it's much smaller. I think there is only like a little part of the... I haven't done it myself, but there is basically just like a little part of the river and just a couple of bars where you can do it. But I did go out yesterday, so I can confirm that it's not really a party destination anymore, because even though there are a couple of bars here, they all close, they all shut down at midnight, at 12, which is quite early, right? So I am walking on one of the main streets here in town, and as you can see, it's basically shop after another shop selling, you know, flip-flops and bikinis, and then every 2 meters you have tourist office with huge billboards like this one, offering all the tours with all these activities that you can do here. But to be fair, I mean, it for sure is a very activity rich place. I mean, there's just like so many things you can do here, right? But what I'm trying to show you is that as much as I love Vang Vieng, it's definitely a very touristy place. So that's just something to keep in mind. I do understand why a place like that would be very touristy. There's just a lot to do here, as I said, but it takes away a bit of a charm, of course. I also read that a lot of locals here believe in karma, and since so many people have passed away in the river, it really stopped a lot of locals from using the river as they always used to. They would not want their kids to bathe in it, or like, you know, they just stopped enjoying it and using it as much as they always did. So of course there are so many sides of this issue, and overall it is very sad how sometimes tourism can have such a negative impact on the local life. Found an ATM. Fun fact, you literally spend millions here in Laos, because 1 million here is about like $50 or something. So you're basically constantly withdrawing millions from ATMs. Oh, that's a heavy door. Oh, that's a gross ATM. So I don't think that stopping tourism would be like a solution to this problem, but I think as tourists, we just need to be way more mindful and respectful, and actually maybe like question things more, not do things only because everyone else is doing it. Yeah. After Vang Vieng, I will be heading up north to Luang Prabang, another name that I need to learn how to pronounce. And I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I'll see you soon. Bye.